Hey y'all, it's Christy Cook from Teadoddles. Today I'm starting something a little different because I originally had a plan set in motion for how I was going to do these podcasts, and I had a schedule set, and it was going to be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. But it was too many videos for one thing, and it was kind of at the end of the month when I do my monthly roundup, it was just talking for over an hour, even though I love talking about crafty things. It's just too much. So I decided to break things up, and I'll release a podcast every Saturday. This Saturday, I'm recording this on a Friday, but this Saturday will be about yarn. It'll be about any works in progress, finished objects, or yarn purchases, and it'll just be about yarn. So then the next time I will do one all about sewing and fabric, and then I'll have one all about DIY projects and things like that. And then at the end of the month, I'll just have one that's kind of a random, okay? It'll be about other crafty things, or maybe just whatever I want to talk about. And then I will keep the tutorial Tuesday. So then I'll just have a one on Tuesday and Saturday, and I won't have the Thrifty Thursday anymore. I'm kind of incorporating that into whatever craft I'm talking about during the podcast. I just feel like I separate things out like that on my blog, even though there's some crossing over for me, so to speak, between the different crafts. And that might make it easier for people to find exactly what they're looking for. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But if you're looking for me on any other social media, you can look for Teadoddles. That is the name of my blog. Is the name that I use on most any social media. And it's either that or Christy Cook. And I think most of them are Teadoddles. And Teadoddles comes from my grandmother. That was her nickname. My Mima. She's the one that taught me how to crochet. She taught me when I was just 2 years old, and I would sit there and just chain away and drink coffee with her. She's also the reason for my coffee addiction, okay? So we can thank her for that. But I've crocheted off and on since I was 2 years old. I'm now 40, so I've been crocheting quite some time, but I still learn new things every day, because when I was learning how to crochet, my Mima wasn't able to teach me when I really picked up the most interest in it. So I learned from reading books and practicing. I couldn't watch videos or really go online and find things like that as much as you can now. But I really think that my Mima Teadoddles would have loved this community of crafters. It's just such an amazing time because you can find crafters of all sorts. And me personally, I'm interested in all sorts of crafts. I don't just like crochet or yarn. I love all of it. So it's wonderful to meet people that share those interests and be able to share your love of those things with other people. I really enjoy doing that. So I'm excited for the new direction, even though I just started it. So it's the new direction that I'm going with this now, because it'll give me a chance to focus in on one kind of craft or crafting genre. Is that right? At a time, instead of trying to cram it all in at one time. Plus, I can sit in my comfy thinking chair instead of at my table, which that chair is not very comfortable. So I think it's going to be better all around. We'll see how it goes. So welcome back, all viewers, and if I have any new viewers, I welcome you too. I hope you enjoy. So I'm going to start with my one and only finished object, because I only have one finished object. I have a lot of works in progress, and I do have quite a bit of new yarn because I keep finding good sales on it. But I'll be stocked up and ready for all the projects I'm ready to do, so I'm excited about that. So this is my finished object, my one and only finished object. This is the Ammonite crochet hook roll. The pattern is by Deidre from Look at What I Made. Yeah, Look at What I Made. And you've probably, if you're a crocheter, you've probably seen her patterns before. She has gorgeous patterns. I love them. She has a Sophie Mandela blanket type pattern that I want to make that blanket one day. One day I will. Just not now. So but this unrolls like this. It's gonna be hard to hold up and it not fall all apart. So it holds your hooks right like that. It has a little flap that comes open, and there's little beads that you incorporate into the stitches on the top and bottom. And one reason this is flopping so bad, it's not because of the pattern, it's because I used I used Knit Picks Comfy Sport to make this, which was a terrible choice to make this with. I should have known better. But I liked the colors, and it was a very soft yarn. So, but it's not good for something heavy like that. And my hooks are poking through the stitches because it needs a stiffer yarn to really hold together better. And I also put some darning needles in the little flap, so that's like a little extra storage area. So I will be making another one of these in more substantial yarn that would be appropriate for this. But if you're wondering what the colors are for this, like I said, this is the Knit Picks Comfy Sport, which is a very nice yarn. It was better for clothing items, not for crochet hook rolls. So the color on the top is called Seafoam. This is called Honeydew, and then this one is Whiskers. So that's the color. Let me make, yeah, or Whisker. So, and I just had a little bit of each of these because I ordered a sampler from Knit Picks it has different colors in it. So, and I just wanted to try the yarn out when I ordered it at that point. So it really wasn't enough of each skein to make a whole something in one color. So, but, and this button that I did is actually 3 buttons stacked together that I sewed on there. So I will make another one of these because I really like the pattern. She has very good instructions on her website. This is a free pattern. And she has awesome pictures and everything, so I will put the link for that down below. And like I said, don't make it out of don't make it out of Comfy Sport. But I think this would be cute for makeup brushes or something too. So maybe I can repurpose it because I do like it. It flops because of what's inside is too heavy for the yarn. So I will, maybe I can gift it as a makeup brush roll. That might be better because they usually have light handles and stuff. So I don't know, something to think about. So that's my only finished object. I do have another crochet hook roll in progress because I saw 2 of them and I thought, well, I like this one, and I got tired of crocheting on that one, and I like this one too, so that's the one I finished first. So this one and this yarn would be much better for making that pattern. Now this one, I've only got, this is all I have here. So these are, I'm on to works in progress. It kind of has that wavy look to it. And this is Lion Brand's 24/7 cotton, which is, it's a really nice yarn to crochet with, but it's like mercerized or something. And so it has a sheen to it, but it has a nice stiffness and softness to it too that makes it perfect for something like this, because it's not so floppy. It has some stiff hold to it. But this particular pattern is from Heike. I know I said that wrong, but it's HEIKELUDKE. So from Sweetheart Crochet. And she has, I'll put a link to that website. It is in a different language, but you know, Google Translate helps with that. But another woman has translated and compiled everything into a PDF that you can download for free. So that is also a free pattern, and I can't wait to finish that one. I'm not sure. I do know for this one, the first one that I showed you, you crochet the pockets as you're making it, which is really nice. This one, I'm basically crocheting the outside of it, and then you crochet the pocket and attach it later. So I haven't got that far with that one. And I don't remember what these colors are because I forgot to write those down. But I'm just using 3 colors, which are very similar to the colors I used in the other pouch. But that's because I had them. I actually ordered some kind of poncho kit to make, and I never made the poncho, so I've just been using the yarn for other stuff. So that's why I chose it. The original pattern has like, I don't know, they have like 5 colors in it or something like that, but I'm just using the 3, and I'm using the gray and the lines that run in between, and then I'm just alternating the different kind of green colors in the wavy part and the thicker part. So that's work in progress number 1. Oh, and I wanted to say, this is what I do on my bags. These are just like little sales tag. I found a whole box of them for a couple bucks at the store, and they're real easy to put around a bag, so I can put my hook size on it and what it is and where the pattern might be, so I remember, because I don't always print my patterns out. Sometimes it's just an online thing if they don't have a PDF, and I have to remember to go back where to go back to. And then if it has a PDF, I just use Adobe PDF. You can use the reader too, and it has a highlight tool in there, and as I do one row, I just highlight it, and then you can save it and you'll know where you are the next time. That way I don't have to print out a bunch of stuff. So, and I have Adobe Reader on my phone, so when I'm traveling I can have it with me then too. So that makes it nice. So let's see, what is my next work in progress? This is from Bonita Patterns and Yarn. This is the Crocodile Stitch poncho. I think that's what it's called. But I showed it before, but I've made some progress on it. Gotta get my hook out of here. Okay, there we go. See? It's just one side. It has 2 sides like this. I'm making this with the Mandela yarn in Sphinx. And when I first started this, I had to pull out the stitches several times because I was confused about the instructions. But all it was, even though I looked at the pictures, is when she says turn, I'm used to, in crochet, you know, you turn and you turn that side and you go the other way, or you turn, you know. But some of the turns are actually, you turn and go down into the other stitches. Once I realized that, it's a super easy pattern to follow. I just never done a crocodile stitch, amazingly enough, especially since I have many of Bonita patterns in my stash. I've never made any of them. I don't know why, but I decided to make this because I had all that Mandela yarn, and I really love this colorway. This is, again, the Sphinx, and this is how much yarn I have left. So this is going to take three of these is what I figured, so that should be about right. So maybe I'll get the rest of that in there tonight. This is my little spinning yarn butler that I made. I could put a link to that post too. I think I've linked it before, but this is what it is. I made it out of a dowel rod and parts from an old spice rack. So yeah, and I love it, and I really want another one, so I'll be looking for some more old spice racks. Okay, so set that down, and I'm looking around. So I haven't made, I showed the circles for my first Jimmy Bean's Crochet Club project last time. I know I still haven't sewed those together, so I can't show that. And I finished the first month of the next project already, and I showed that last time, so I haven't gotten the next part of it yet, which won't come out until, I think it's the 15th or something like that, that don't mail them out. Haven't done anything else on my circle crochet Afghan, my freeform circle crochet Afghan, so I can show. I don't think I showed this one in a while, but this is, I'm gonna have the link down in it, but this is my Afghan I've been working on since the beginning of last year, because it's not hard, it's a repeating stitch, right? You can see the colors go from there to green, and then eventually we get to the sky that's going to be blue. So every wave on this is 2 rows. So you change color every 2 rows, basically, on this. And this is from Attic 24. It was a crochet along she did at the beginning of last year, and I cannot remember the name of it right now, but I will put it down below. I lost my train of thought. So she what the heck am I trying to say? I don't know. Anyway, okay, she had a picture of like the moorlands or something where she lives. I know she doesn't live in the States. I can't remember exactly where she lives, but it was lavender fields or something in bloom, and it was like the kind of cliff or rocky area, I guess, is the brown, and then you fade into the lavender, and then the blue into the sky. So that's what this is based on. That's why it starts off with the greens and the browns at the bottom, and then gradually you start getting a little blue and purples and more greens and browns, and then eventually once I get to the very end, it'll be blues. So I have made some progress. Now this particular Afghan, all your ends are on one side, okay? And I had started, where's that at? Oh, that's the beginning. Where? There. I started weaving some of these in, but because both tails are on one end, it's really drawing up. You see how that's doing? I didn't like the way that was drawing up everything, and it's making it really thick on one side. So I ended up I'm just tying the tails together, and I'll trim them down. It has a border that goes around the whole thing, so that'll help cover all that up. So I'm not too concerned about tying it like that. But when you have the rows are kind of narrow, and when you have 2 ends to weave, and you know, I didn't like the way it was working, so I'm just tying it off, and then I'll trim it, and it'll get covered up with the border whenever I get to that. So, because I did buy the kit for this one, so I would have all the colors I needed. This is the Stylecraft yarn. It's 100% acrylic. It's a really nice yarn. It's very soft, and it is what is this? All DK. It says DK, but I don't know what weight this is. It just says DK, but this is also from maybe the United Kingdom, I think. I don't know, but this is how much yarn I have left in here. So I have to keep the tags with each color so I remember, because there are several different shades of every color. So that is, I plan on having this finished before it gets colder weather here again. that is the plan, because this is going on year 2 of me working on this thing, so I need to get it done. And that's something I can just sit and watch TV and do, or Netflix, because it's a repetitive pattern. You just have to have a little chart with my colors in, so I can mark it off when I finish and see what the next color is. So those are all, yep, those are all my works in progress for now. I do have quite a bit of new yarn to show you, because I've just, like I said, been finding deals and stuff. Sorry about that. It's just sitting on my rolly cart and I keep bumping it. Okay, so I've shown this yarn before. This is from Darn Good Yarn. This is the popsicle colorway, and I was waiting last time for my 3rd one, and now I have all 3. And I said I was gonna make something before September, which is next month, so I need to get busy on that. But I'm planning on making a shawl. I'm gonna use, it's called Alicorn wrap. It's from Expression Fiber Arts. If you're not signed up for their emails, you should, because she gives out a free pattern weekly, and I caught it when it was a free pattern. It's now $5.50, I think, for the pattern, but it looked like it would be perfect for this yarn. Even though it's in a fingering weight, this is a fine number 2, but which is fingering. I don't know. I think this will still be perfect for it, and I should have enough for the whole thing. And the reason I want to have it done before September is because September is Thyroid Cancer Awareness Month, and I am a thyroid cancer survivor of 5 years, so I want to have this to wear during that month. So these are the colors that are for the ribbon of the thyroid cancer survivor. So that, I did get that. And then every time I order anything from Darn Good Yarn, they have where you can pay $5 and get a product that's worth $15. It's a surprise. You don't know what it is. So this was my surprise. This time, it's just like a gray. It is fingering weight. It is reclaimed silk. Most of the yarn you get from them is reclaimed silk. It has 300 yards on here. I was trying to see if it had a colorway. It's called Silk Cloud. So maybe that is the colorway. I don't know. But I really like it. So that was my $5 for 15 yarn from them. Let's see. What next? Okay. I joined another yarn club. This is the Mary Maxim Yarn Club. It's your first month is $9.99 plus shipping, and then after that it's $12.99 plus shipping. So I'm gonna grab this real quick. This is what I got for the first month. This is enough yarn to make that blanket on the front. You get a pattern and the yarn to make the pattern. I was like, wow. Because, you know, most yarn clubs, especially because I try to keep it in a below $20 price range, just so I can try different things. But this was, I mean, these are huge. These are, it's a number 5. It's called, I guess it's from Mary Maxim Baby Cuddles. It's like that textured boucle yarn. I'm probably saying that wrong too. But it has 800 yards on each of these. And it is a 43% cotton, 43% acrylic, and 14% nylon. It's very soft. It's very nice. And it came with this zippered bag that to keep it all in. So I'm excited to start on this because this is the pattern. That is just beautiful. I love it. And that just happens, I'm supposing that happens just from the yarn, but I'll see once I look at the pattern more. It's just a repeated, one pattern repeat in 4 rows. Well, that's for the gauge. I don't think I need to do a gauge swatch on this because it's, I'm using the yarn that they use for the pattern. But that I was surprised. I have seen some people open theirs before and looked like it was a pretty good yarn club, so I'm excited to do this. One thing to think about when you check out, it has a note at the bottom that says you need to use a credit card to sign up for this club. Do not use PayPal checkout or Amazon checkout. And I read that, and then when I finally decided to check out, it had the option for PayPal, so I checked out with PayPal. But then I had a note in my first shipment. I did get my first shipment, but then I had a note that said I needed to call them and give them a credit card number, or I wouldn't get, before I could continue with the club. So don't do like me. Check out with just a credit card information, and you won't have to call in, even though the person who answered the phone, very nice. No call, no, you know, automated stuff. It was a real person that answered the phone, which is always nice. So just make sure you don't don't check out with PayPal, but just check out with your credit card, and then you won't have to deal with all that. But so I'm excited about this new yarn club. This is I wasn't expecting to get enough yarn to make a whole blanket with, even though it's probably on the, well, it says it's 42 by 56 inches, so I'm excited about that. So that's another yarn club that you definitely want to check out. So next, Craftsy had a Makers Black Friday sale last weekend. Well, I think it lasted all weekend on into Monday, maybe this Monday. And they had some pretty good prices on some things. But the best deal that I found was for the Burnett Softy Chunky yarn. They had it for $1.49 a skein. And I already had, this is the one I already had. I ordered about 7 more. I have a box over there full of it, of these, because I want to make, I'm going to combine it with all these Hometown USA line brand yarns I have. They're all chunky. This one is another Burnett Softy, so it's the oddball. It's the emerald color. I'll be using that to make something else, so that doesn't go with that. But all these other colors, even my one lonely green in here, because some of these I bought a while back. Yeah, $1.50 clearance in Walmart. It wasn't this year, it was, I think it was last year. So, and I did make the one hat with one of these. But I'm gonna use, there's a pattern on Moogly called Houndstooth pattern. It looks like a giant houndstooth pattern, and it's made with chunky yarn. And I'm gonna make that with, you know, the gray. This will be all the gray squares, and then I'm gonna kind of start with the blue and maybe put the green in. I may leave the green out, I don't know yet, but it's gonna the ones that are white on that pattern will go from blue, and then I'll have the orange in it, and it'll be just the different colors instead of just the one. So I'm excited for that. So the only new yarn I got more of this to fill in what I needed. So I got that from Craftsy, but this is a rack out of my, I have an IKEA shelf that has these slide-in basket things. I bought it for like $7 at the Habitat for Humanity. So that's what I store most of my yarn in, my big yarn. So it's wonderful. Let's see. This is my box from Craftsy. So yeah, I got 5 more. So because it was only $1.49 a skein, which was a good price for that. So so next, oh, I want to talk about this other blanket. These are not new purchases, but Monday on the blog I did a thing about winding scrap yarn into cakes, and these are like leftover homespun and then some leftover it's it's Craftsy's yarn, Sprightly, yeah, which is a really nice squishy yarn, the chunky one. So I mixed those together, and then I wound up, I had like, except for this light blue, I had several just random skeins of homespun in different colors. So I'm planning on combining all of these into a big blanket that's just like a corner to corner blanket. So that's something that will come along eventually once I get done with my other blanket. I'm going to try not to start it until I get done with the other blanket, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, so now a few more things. I've been eyeballing this Comfy Cotton blend, new Comfy Cotton blend from Lion Brand. I've been hoping that they were going to put it in my local Walmart, but they did not. So they did bring in the Sparkly Mandela, and then they had a brief time where they had a few things on clearance, and then it was over. So I didn't get any of the great deals that I've been seeing other people get, but I did find some Comfy Cotton on Amazon. They had a few colorways that were $5.88 versus the $7.99 or something like that they are on the lionbrand.com. So I got one of this one, and this is a 50-50 acrylic cotton blend. They have 392 yards on it, which it says is enough to make a scarf. And this is Spring Meadow. Yeah, which I liked that one. And then I also got Soothing Lavender. So, and these are really soft. So this colorway, they had one more, I think it was Stained Glass, that was $5.88. And for some reason, this didn't release till, I got that one yesterday, and I got this 2 days ago. I don't know. Amazon's strange like that sometimes, but this one I will probably make a baby cardigan or something out of because of the colors. But I really like these colors, so I may just make me a scarf out of this. But I really want, it's called Fireside or Fire something colorway. That's the one I want. I want to make a cardigan out of it, so I may eventually just have to break down and buy what I need at regular price. So we'll see. But these are, I don't know if they're still that way or not, but Amazon had these for $5.88, and then the one other stained glass colorway. So, and then from Lion Brand itself, well, I was looking for this yarn. Oh, that I'm dumping everywhere. This wool spun in this particular colorway. It is Lion's Pride wool spun, which is 80% acrylic, 20% wool, and 108 yards. It's a bulky weight. This is the Mesa print. And I forgot the exact, I was on Pinterest and I seen this cowl and I loved the colors of it, and I was like, what yarn did she use? And I found this. The only place I could find it was on Lion Brand, and it was, they had 3 packs for $12. So $4 a skein. I don't know what the regular price is on it. I don't even know if they make this anymore. So I was happy to find that colorway. So that's what it started out as, me trying to find that particular colorway. And then they now have homespun in cake form. But of course, all the colorways in cakes are different than the colorways in the skein. So I was like, I want to try one of those out. And so this is the one I picked. This is called Fool's Gold. Yeah, Fool's Gold. It's 100%, well no, 98% acrylic, 2% other fiber. It's 185 yards. This has the same amount of yarn on it as the skeins, but for some reason they made completely different colorways in these than they did this cake. I know why, because they want you to buy both, obviously. But I really love the colorways in these cakes. So there's some other ones I really want to get. So this was, I don't remember the price of it. I think it was $7 and something. So, and I haven't seen it in any stores. I don't know if they'll have it in any stores. But this is a newer one of their yarns, and even their paper is different than the Comfy Cotton paper cakes. It's like thinner, or it's not as shiny or something. I don't know. But so that's something. If you like homespun, they have the new cakes, but I've only seen them on linebread.com. So, and then finally, this is the last one. It's from Red Heart. It's the big box. Yeah. They had a flash sale the other day because I get their emails. They had their, let's see, it's the Red Heart Would Love balls. It was only the balls for $1.99. So I got 2 of the colorways I liked. There was a couple that were sold out already. Because I did need more of the tan to finish another Afghan I have in progress that I'm not going to show you today. But I also ordered some of these, the multicolors. This is cerulean, yeah. But do you notice how much smaller they are than the solid colors? So most yarns, I've noticed, if it's, I'm sorry, I'm bumping this with my box. Most yarns, if it's a multicolored yarn in the same type of yarn, it will usually have less yarn on it than the solid. But this is like a major difference, because this is a number 4 weight, medium weight yarn. This is all acrylic. This is the colorway Mango, by the way. Where is the yardage? Okay, so this has 315 yards on it versus this one, which only has 180 yards on it. No, that's almost half as much, and they're the same price. I think that's kind of cheesy, and I didn't realize that when I was ordering them, but that's like a lot less for the same price, because the regular price on these is, I think, $4.99, because it was like a $3 savings, so it was $1.99. So I don't know, I just think that's strange. But anyway, I got this cerulean, and I got Parade, and I got Water Lily. I got 2 of every color I ordered. Then I got that tan I showed you before, and I got this jadeite color. I also got 2 of these in Peacock. These were not on sale. I paid full price for them because they go with the tan. I have a blanket started that I need to finish in the Peacock and the tan, which this Peacock is reading more blue, but it has a green undertone to it, like a tealy. Can't really see that on here. It looks really blue, so it's slightly darker and a slightly greener. Because when you think of a peacock, that's the kind of blue it really is. So that is my big Red Heart order. And then I did get this tiny, they threw in this little tiny skein of Marley Bird chic sheep. So that's kind of cute. But that was my big order from Red Heart. So that's all my new yarn, and it should be all the new yarn I buy for a long time, because I really don't need any more until, so the next time it'll probably just be whatever I got with yarn clubs to show. So that is all for today for my Yarny podcast, even though this is still heading on into 40 minutes on my camera, but I may be able to edit some of it out. But so that is the end of my first Yarny Goodness podcast. I hope y'all enjoyed. I will put links to patterns down below and a link to my Shop My Favorite page on my blog, just so for the yarns, just, you know, and some of them are affiliates, some of them are not. So I just like to put links to anything I find there, and I only put links on that page for things I've actually purchased and used. I do not put links there for things that I have never purchased or used. So that I just want to keep that page for things that I actually use. That's why it's called my favorites. So I think that's all for today's Yarny Goodness. I will see y'all next Saturday, but that will be for sewing and fabric, and then I'll see you again in a month for more Yarny Goodness. So I hope y'all have a great weekend. Oh, I did want to mention that today, I'm filming this on Friday, but it won't post till Saturday, but there was an ad, my dad actually spotted it for this yard sale type thing that's happening tomorrow morning. It supposedly has a bunch of quilting and fabric stuff. It even said there was some things for free. They're clearing out some building. I don't know, it said everything's 50% off, so I'm going to check that out and see what's going on. So, you'll hear more about that next Saturday. And then also I wanted to mention that Goodwill, if you live near Goodwill this Saturday, they're having big 50% off sale as well this Saturday. So you may want to check that out if you like to go to Goodwill's. So I will see y'all next time, and I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend.